What's up, what's his saying? We're gonna own some chaos today. I already forgot Brad saying, but he lit his place on fire. So I'm gonna take over. We're gonna talk about why stocks only go up, and we're just gonna buy everything. There's some earnings. We're gonna react to them. I already forgot them. Let's talk about the top five. The top five that are in here now. I can nail this one because if you did miss this, it's probably because you're not subscribed, and you should take this time to hit the subscribe button, the thumbs up. We're going to harp on that a little bit more later. But Bodie, Savvy, John, Danny, Jay Chocolate, I can't count, Philip Stroh, and housekeeping. We're probably a little bit above 5, but shout out to you guys for actually making it. But let's bring Bradley back on.
You fucking bullshit that, bro. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad. That over there is Don from the Don Franz Show. The stock market is crazy and chaotic, and I made it my mission to help you guys own it. And as you can see, not in my normal spot. And Don, yes, is correct in that the studio caught on fire this morning. Snookeroo says Brad is hammered. I wish I was hammered. I really do. It's been a hell of a day. If you guys didn't catch me on social media, go follow me at Twitter or over on Instagram at Own the Chaos. It was been a hell of a day. So at 8 o'clock this morning, I'm sitting in my office. All of a sudden, the fire alarms go off, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's just a drill, or maybe somebody just pulled the fire alarm. No big deal. No, it was not a drill. Actual fire. Basically, what happened was, as you guys know, the facility is a Bitcoin mining facility. So our infrastructure guys, we're there with one of the power companies that was moving power to another area of the building in order to support all the Bitcoin mining that was going on. They got to switch the power on, and it literally, the main switcher, as they call it, blew up. And so all the power that goes to the entire 165,000 square foot building went out. Big ass fire. Actually, I take it back. It was a big ass fire. And we ended up having the fire department there. And I mean, it was just a giant mess. Big ass electrical fire. And we don't really know when exactly the power is going to come back on. It could be as long as a month. It could be as long as 3. We really just don't know. So obviously, crazy day. And I'm here in my apartment, and internet is a little bit sus. So I asked Don if he could help me out. We're just going to keep grinding it. We're just going to keep figuring this out. Shit happens. It is what it is. And yes, I am on my cell phone. So appreciate it, guys. we're just gonna keep grinding it out. I didn't want to miss today's stream because we got plenty of good earnings that are coming up. We got AMC, Rocket, Twilio, Cloudflare, many others that are coming as well. Doordash, a few others. But yeah, it's been a hell of a day, but we're here. I made it, and we're gonna keep grinding it out.
Lines next time.
What's up?
Brad on the chaos. I make it my mission. I got these lines now. We got it.
I mean, I feel like you watch me enough to know.
I should. I really thought I had that down, and then I hit go live, and it went away.
You froze. You froze. The stage fright got you. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into some stuff, guys. Just so you know, everybody's okay. Nobody was hurt, injured, nothing like that, which is fantastic news because it could have been a lot worse than it really was. Obviously, the situation is not great, and there's a lot to sort out. But nobody was hurt, and it could have been a lot worse because people could have really been hurt given where the explosion was and where people actually were. So appreciate you guys, and let's go ahead and do it.
They ducked out. I saw the video. If you're on Brad's Instagram, he shared it there, and like they were running.
Well, yeah, you'd be running too.
No, you got to get on that. Things are getting weird. You got to start putting that thing out.
Well, yeah. I mean, they grabbed some fire extinguishers after the explosion died down some, but you got to wait for the fire department to come in there. They came in. It wasn't. I don't remember what they used. It wasn't water. It was like some sort of gas that puts out the fire or whatever because it's like electric fire.
Electric fires can't do water on. You got to just be a man, grab the cable, yank it out.
Yeah, right. Okay, so there's 54, 55 of you guys in here so far. I'm sure we're going to get some more people in as the stream goes on. So make sure you're hitting that thumbs up. We got 17 likes, which in my opinion is a bit weak sauce. So hit that thumbs up if you are appreciating the stream so far and you like the dedication despite what happened today. It's been absolutely nuts. But okay, let's go ahead and get into it. So what do you have pulled up there? AMC?
This is the S&P. I can pull up AMC.
Well, let's go ahead and just do it, the S&P right now. So we look at the overall markets, and it's been kind of a boring day for the most part. The S&P is down slightly, down 4 points. The Dow's down 77 points. NASDAQ is still moving up pretty good. Tech stocks in general have continued to do pretty well all week long. My account has been on fire over the last couple of weeks, which I appreciate. And it's been a pretty good day if you're in big tech. Now, maybe today is just like a little bit of a consolidation day. I don't know. We'll see. To be honest with you, I haven't had a whole lot of time to look at the markets today just because of everything that's going on, obviously. But, it's been a pretty flat day. Do you have what's your sentiment on today's movement, Don?
I got to be honest. If I'm going to get into this, it's so looking where the S&P, we played this ping pong game back and forth. We're kind of just doing that round two. But I would encourage actually everyone. I haven't called out a bottom yet, but we're kind of in the deciding factor. If we go to the weekly, I think that's going to be what's going on. We got the weekly trend just up. So this week we know it's probably, I bet the fireworks are probably done. We're going to end right here, this almost a nothing candle. So next week we either pull back or we send it. And if we send it next week and we're just going up, then it's time to quit worrying about shorting the market and just buying the good stuff, I think.
Yeah.
So keep.
Yeah, I thought it was actually really key, really interesting to see the SPY move up over 410. Thought that was a pretty interesting spot to watch. Now, obviously, over that, and we're off to the next resistance. And I see that Scott here is asking about what do these yellow and blue bands on the charts mean. Why don't you go ahead and just explain that to them real quick and kind of talk about what it is that you do on your channel?
I create magic. That's all I can do. Tea leaves. We do a lot of weird stuff. There's sage in the morning. No, it's all price action stuff. So no indicators, no lines. I can turn all the lines on for you guys if you want. But price action. That's basically it. So if the shortest way to explain it, areas of attention, that's where I like to get my orders in. So I'm kind of bullish above this one, bearish below this one. And that's kind of how I take trades. If you guys actually are curious, you can jump to my channel. I have a playlist called How to Trade. So it's actually how I enter trades, manage risk, everything. So the quickest way, like if there was just a 5-second way to say it, my YouTube videos would be a lot shorter. But, graffiti.
Right. Yeah. All right, cool. So there you have it. There's just a little bit of snippet of what Don's all about. Go check him out at the Don Fran Show. So, all right, so we have AMC coming in. Let's go ahead and pull up that chart. Estimated earnings per share is at around a loss of 23 cents. Last time they came around and actually beat earnings per share. They came in at a loss of 65 cents, but they didn't beat by much. They came in at $785.7 million. The revenue estimates this time around is $1.18 billion. And honestly, the apes might like this, but I think that AMC could come in and actually beat those numbers. 1.18 isn't really all that crazy, especially considering that you have Top Gun coming in for this quarter. And I think that this actually could move relatively well. The stock's up, around 3.5% coming into the close here. And I think that AMC actually could report a halfway decent quarter, given some of the movies that have come out and some of the revenue that those movies themselves have generated. What you got on the chart there?
We jumped into a zone. This is obviously where I'd be looking for sellers. We didn't sell off, so in any other kind of fashion, that might be considered bullish. Considering its earnings today, I would. Earnings are a coin toss, right? There's going to be an announcement. It's going to go up or it's going to go down. Then most plays are the continuation after or the gamble before. I don't do a lot of fundamentals, but I did look into AMC and I priced it before all the games were played at $20. So we're kind of just right there. I'm pretty neutral on this one, just in general.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think obviously any kind of beat, you're going to see retail step in and probably react to this in the short term. If they come in and beat, I think that you're going to see some pretty decent buying right after the close. We're about 4 minutes away, and so my assumption is that $1.18 billion in revenue that's estimated is probably actually a pretty low bar for them. So that's AMC. We have a ton of stuff, guys. There's Cloudflare, ticker symbol NET, that's reporting today as well. Estimated earnings per share on that is a loss of 1 penny. Revenue is supposed to come in at $227 million. Sorry, and then this is also an interesting one that's worth keeping an eye out for. They have forward PE that obviously is for a loss, so it's really tough to kind of evaluate this stock right now. Market cap's at 19.04 billion, and so that's kind of that really stuck out to me. The stock itself, fundamentally, I think is actually still overvalued. Year to date, it's down 53, almost 54%. It's had a pretty decent move over the last, few weeks, but it doesn't necessarily make up for the losses that it's had all year long. I think that it's really risky to get into something like Cloudflare. I saw one of our viewers was actually looking at Cloudflare and had calls on this. I would be very nervous about that, especially since we've already heard from some of the cloud computing companies, and they haven't really done all that well. So I would be nervous as a Cloudflare holder coming into these earnings.
Sorry, hang on, I'm adjusting.
Oh, you're good.
Where we go? I'm trying to get TOS adjusted. Give me 1 second. There we go. I wanted to actually look at the options chain as we were pulling these up, but I'm like super paranoid. I'll start bringing up account numbers and everything. So
yeah,
I wanted to check that out. That's usually my luck.
Probably a good call.
This is my livelihood. I would prefer no one have my account number.
So what do you got for Cloudflare?
As far as net goes, I just want to see if we were leaning any kind of way. No one's buying anything in the money. They're all at the money. We're expecting a $7.30 move, it looks like. So we'll check that out. And then AMC, we're expecting 265.
And that's one side or the other, just for our viewers, right?
Yeah. That's up or down. That's what the heads and tails will get you. Looks like there's way more calls. I mean, if we're looking at calls, and don't, I encourage people, don't jump in here and look at this because this is nothing. Like, volume is what's traded today. Open interest is what held before. But we got 44,000 contracts traded today on the AMC 20 strike.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's that's $1.50 out of the money. We can go $1.50 in the money. We're just nowhere. 13,000. So in comparison, there's a whole lot more being traded on the call side than puts, which I would expect nothing less from the Ape crew. So hopefully that pans out for them.
For sure. Next we have Square, or now known as Block Inc., ticker symbol SQ. Estimated earnings per share expected to come in at 16 cents. This is all according to Seeking Alpha, by the way. So there might be slight differences depending on which source you're grabbing this from. But estimated revenue is also expected to come in at 4.33 billion. Now, one thing that we saw from PayPal, right, was that they actually knocked it out of the park, came out with a $15 billion share buyback as well. If Block comes in here, does more of the same, I think that could certainly be something big for them. Also consider, though, that Block actually owns a lot more Bitcoin than something like PayPal does. But the notable thing here is that there's a lot of increased spending in e-commerce. I mean, we saw that from Amazon and Etsy and some of the other ones. And so that benefits companies like Square and or Block. I'll never get used to that. And PayPal. So I think this is certainly an interesting one to watch. A lot of the fintech companies have had massive moves over the last couple of weeks. And so I think that there's potential for Block to actually continue that.
Yeah. Sorry. While you're talking, I'm it's weird that we just floated right on through this no sellers, like this zone right here.
Yeah.
Which your viewers don't know this, but that's not common. So that looks weird to me. Maybe we're just rocking and rolling.
It could be. I mean, we look at SoFi the other day that was up 30% off of earnings, and PayPal and Square is just simply moving on a lot of that sentiment. So a lot of sympathy moves here for Square, something like Square. So not too much of a surprise to actually see that, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not. And on another note, it's Square and Facebook. It's not blocking Meta. I don't care.
Yeah, I know. I'm scouring Twitter right now, and I could actually see people. The AMC crowd is already out. The mother of all short squeezes hashtags are already in full force. It's hilarious.
What they should have played was HKD if they were looking for a ticker to actually get anywhere. AMC still hit $100. So
it's crazy.
Yeah, where's that 100K mark at?
I know, right? All right. So as we're waiting for some of the other ones to roll in, and guys, just obviously with things being a little bit shoddy today because of everything that's going on, if you guys see anything moving out there, make sure you put it in the chat. We can certainly look at whatever's moving on. There's about 150 of you guys hanging in here, so make sure you hit that thumbs up on your way in the door if you're looking to get those reactions to AMC, Cloudflare, Square. Rocket Mortgage is also reporting earnings this afternoon. We got Twilio, Doordash, so many that are actually reporting. So we're definitely going to need your help on this too. So make sure you're throwing that in the chat. We'd love to have you guys help out in that way too. Just be interactive with our show. So let's see here. Fubo, yeah, Fubo is also reporting too.
I haven't talked about Fubo in a while.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow, it's $2.95.
Yeah, it's been rough, bro.
Here's my last trade. Yeah, we went long right here, so it came into that zone, went long, broke that, and just forgot about it.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's been incredible to see how some of these stocks have really come down. Absolutely incredible.
That's crazy.
So it looks like let's not spam the chat. We're going to be putting some people in timeout. I got Josh. Josh, sorry about that, bro. Can't be blowing up the chat. All right. So let's check in on some other ones. Any movement on any of the stocks that you're seeing right now?
Yeah, just Square.
All right, let's take a look at that.
He's excited.
All right. I mean, I appreciate the excitement, but we don't need to see Square 50 million times.
Exactly. We'll get to it.
But yeah.
So what was this expecting? A $6 move? Is that what it was?
For Square?
Yeah.
I think so. I think you were saying, yeah, you expect the move was $6, 6 or 7. I don't have any numbers on that just yet. But it looks as if those numbers could be out, or it's just moving in anticipation.
$100. Yeah, if it gets above the $100 mark, that's where, again, people here probably don't watch this too much. That's where delta hedging and gamma squeezes will probably happen for Square. So getting above that, that's where it'll start to really rock and roll.
Yeah.
Let's see. Expedia blowing up.
Did they report today too? I thought they were this morning.
Expedia.
That might have been this afternoon. There were so many.
They're going for it. Huh.
Oh, the stock's moving? Okay.
Yeah, quite a bit, actually. So close around 102. It's at 108.38 right now.
Damn. All right. So here we go. Yeah, they did report. So reported quarterly earnings of $1.96 per share, which beat the analyst consensus of $1.58. So crushed earnings. Expectations were $1.58, came in at $1.96. So beat by 24%. This is 273.45% increase over losses of a loss of $1.13 per share from the same period last year. Sales came in at $3.20 billion. The expectation was at $3 billion. So also came in well above expectations on that. They're crushing it. How much is the stock up by?
Oh, I can pull percentage wise. What we close right now, we're up a little over 7%.
Hella move for Expedia. I mean, this is kind of what I was talking about last week, especially earlier this week too, with Airbnb and Booking. Like travel is still very much in demand and it hasn't slowed down at all. So this isn't really much of a surprise, but I guess it's a little bit of a surprise to me to see it moving so much, only because we've already heard from Airbnb and Booking, and then Expedia comes in, also knocks it out of the park, and the stock continues to just rip up to the upside.
Yeah, they're killing it.
Crushing it. All right, I'm gonna try to see if I can find Square's earnings, but I don't see anything out on Square yet, or Block, I should say. But I think this just looks like volatility. No, I don't think there's any kind of stocks or earnings that are out yet.
Yeah, still a little green. Most of that move's already given back.
Yeah.
Some 5-minute net gapped up a little bit, but is already back red. Probably just algos at this point. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing on net just yet either. Kind of a slow start to these earnings releases.
The bid is just sitting at 314 on Fubo, so it's just a giant gap up from 295 to 314.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just an empty candle so far. So we'll see if anybody fills the order.
The earnings are out for Fubo. They're taking forever to pull up here. Man, I wish I had good internet. Okay, let me see.
AMC bouncing.
Let's see here. So, okay. Not pulling up for me on Fubo. Sorry about this, guys. My internet is kind of sus. So, as soon as I can find it, here we go. It looks like, just kidding. Still having trouble pulling that up. Excuse me. So just to recap, Don, if you can try to find those Fubo numbers and we can try to knock it out together.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull it up on Twitter. It's just not working out. We're gonna keep trucking along on this stream, guys. I appreciate your patience. Obviously, with things that happened today, it's just a little bit more challenging, but we will get through it. You got anything?
No, nothing. Nothing yet.
So if you go ahead.
I was just reading some of the comments. AMC declared a dividend. It did look like they were issuing a dividend on all common shareholders in the form of preferred shares.
Okay.
So you get a few more shares. Sweet.
So so we'll come back to Fubo. What's AMC doing right now? What's the stock doing? Let's pull that up.
It's up right now. Sorry, I wasn't on Fubo. I was on AMC. So
Okay.
We just need to stay above that yellow box if you're an AMC holder.
Let's see what those numbers came in at as well. Yes, according to Unusual Whales, AMC has declared a special dividend of 1 AMC preferred equity unit. Let's see if they gave us anything else. I do have Lyft earnings that came out too. If you want to pull that up, if you want to go to Lyft, those earnings are out. Revenue came in at 990.7 billion. 986 was expected, so beat on revenue. Revenue per active rider is $49.89. Jesus Christ, people are spending an average of $50 per ride on the Lyft. Get the hell out of here. No way. Yeah, expectation was 49.66, so they came in above that. Active riders 19.86 million. The expected was 19.8, so they beat on some pretty solid metrics. Stock, it looks like it's moving down, is it not?
No, it's down. So gapped up, pushed up, already sold off, and down a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder if it has anything to do with perhaps guidance numbers or something like that.
Did you say million or billion? They're at 980 million or billion?
It was $990 billion in revenue.
Good night.
Oh, no. This is a typo. It has to be 990 million. 990 million. It's a typo. It's got to be.
I was gonna say, we're close to $1 trillion in rides.
Yeah. So yeah, 990 million. 986 was the expectation there for Lyft, and then it was 19.86 million active riders versus the 19.8. So just barely beat on that, but a beat nevertheless.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else we got.
Twilio's jumping. You want to find that one?
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull that up.
Ooh, awkward. Found some sellers. We're already back down. So it did jump up. We're on the 5 minute. These zones look huge.
These are some big zones.
Well, we're on the 5 minute. This is drawing the 4 hour. So
all right. So it looks like, and these are the early numbers here, but so I think this looks like it's right. Earnings per share came in at a loss of 20 cents loss of 11 cents versus the expectation of 20. So they actually beat earnings pretty solidly there, less loss than what was expected, but a loss nevertheless. Revenues came in at 943 million versus a 920 million that was expected. That's also a pretty solid beat. But you said that the stock's starting to give back some of those gains?
Yeah, it jumped up and just tagged that zone at 105, and then right now we're back down to 99.
Cool. Sounds good. So there's your Twilio numbers. They actually beat earnings per share, and then they also beat revenue.
Nice.
So pretty solid quarter for Twilio. Looks like I was looking to see if I found the guidance numbers. We'll come back to see if I can find those, but nevertheless, pretty solid beat for Twilio.
Did you find squares?
I did not yet.
Okay. You have to just confirm. It looks like it's a 18 cents, beat 17 cents estimated, 3.96 billion miss, 4.35 billion estimated.
Yeah, so it looks like they missed pretty bad on revenue, but the stock actually came in, or the company actually came in above estimates on earnings per share. But not that much of a beat, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's interesting to see that the stock is up here after hours. Wonder if there's something else going on with Square in that report. Could be guidance, could be anything. But those are your numbers for that. And actually, didn't refresh my memory, because you were on the stream with me for PayPal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't PayPal didn't the same thing happen where they beat on earnings and then missed on revenue, but the stock went up because of the huge buyback that they announced?
No, that was who did that? No, I was thinking that was the EV car. Was it Lucid? Lucid's the one that beat.
They missed horribly on everything.
I thought they beat earnings per share, then missed everything else.
They might have actually. But yeah, PayPal I think actually crushed it everywhere and then announced the buyback. You're right. So that's very interesting. See that Square actually came in and missed on earnings per share. Again, looks like, well, no, let me take this back. As you guys know, there's always different mixed opinions. It looks like they cut their outlook as well. But I have multiple reports. One of them, this is from Unusual Whales, is reporting $3.96 billion versus the 4.35 billion. So that would indicate a miss. 18 cents versus 17 cents per share. But Seeking Alpha has a report here that says non-GAAP EPS of a loss of 36 misses by 52 cents. Maybe that's a miss or a misprint from Seeking Alpha, because then it says they came in at revenue of 4.41 billion, beating by 80 million. So a little bit of mixed numbers. Sometimes this just happens when earnings get released, but man, that's a pretty interesting move. What chart you got pulled up there, my man?
People were just commenting while you're talking about AMC dumping. So I just split the screens. We got Square on the left, AMC on the right. AMC is dropping. So is Square.
Let's see.
Looks like Dash is the one we haven't seen. They say that's popping big, going nuts.
Let's pull up Dash then. Doordash has actually been, pretty decent given, some of their earnings that they had as of recently. They came in a loss of 72 cents. Looks like they missed by 41 cents.
Well, you're in Dash.
Yeah, sales came in above expectations though. 1.61 billion. They beat that estimate of 1.52 billion. So maybe it's the growth that they're moving on. So revenue growth is 30% year over year to 1.6 billion. As I mentioned, total orders grew 23% year over year to 426 million, and marketplace GOV grew 25% year over year to 13.1 billion. GAAP gross profit of 666 million. Increased 4%. Net loss of 263 million compared to net loss of 102 this time last year. So, pretty significant losses there that they're taking from the operation side. But growth seems to be there, and it looks as if that could be why investors here are looking to actually buy this up. CEO came out and says, quote, although we have noticed several external indications of shifts in consumer discretionary spending, so far we've not seen any changes to consumer engagement in our U.S. marketplace that are measurable or distinguishable from normal seasonal patterns. So that's very interesting, right? Because you would think with higher gas prices, there would be increased costs, and perhaps consumers would be like, well, you know what, I'm not going to pay for that. But it doesn't seem as if, at least according to the CEO, they're seeing any kind of slowdown as far as that's concerned. People or Americans are still lazy AF and would rather order out than go out or cook their own dinner. Shocker.
Well, yeah. There's got to be like salaried workers on Dash for some of my friends. That's all they do is that. Just Doordash things, everything.
That's crazy, man. I mean, that stock's still moving up. How much is that up by?
Doordash, a lot. So we closed here. It's up almost 17%.
Holy shit! That is crazy.
Trying to run.
Looks like
AMC.
Yeah, it looks like also that I'm seeing that Cloudflare is actually starting to move up.
Is it? I'll check
I'm
it
gonna
out.
pull up net.
Which one? We're done with
starting to reverse.
Which one are we replacing? Let's just go. These are impressive.
I know.
3. You want to go net?
I'm digging the setup, man.
Cloudflare's going for it.
Oh yeah, what are we up by on that?
If we just share these, AMC will catch some love off of it. Look, it's already going up. Squeezing between some of the green.
Holy shit! Look at that. Expectation from the Whisper number community is 1 cent ahead of analyst estimates. Earnings came in line with the Whisper last quarter, 25% beat rate. Implied movement 13%. And how much is that up by right now?
Net is, what do we close here? Right now it's up 13%.
Wow. That is crazy. So pretty solid move from them as well. After, the earnings or the initial reaction was pretty poor. It looked like it was actually coming down, and now we're seeing a really decent move back up to the upside. I mean, my goodness. Looks like Rocket just got slammed after hours. Let's go and pull that chart up next.
All right, we're done with Dash.
Yeah.
Oh. AMC just handed off that baton to Rocket, I guess.
Yeah. That's a shame because Rocket was actually moving pretty good over the last several weeks, really. Looks like they came in at a loss of 3 cents. They missed the 3 cent estimate, so they're expected to come in flat. Sales came in at 1.39 billion. They missed the 1.49 billion estimate. So missed top and bottom line, missed on revenue, and it looks like the stock's getting hammered as a result.
Yeah,
this isn't that much of a surprise to me. I mean, we saw interest rates coming down on mortgages and slowing down, not to any kind of screeching halt or anything that I would say anybody should be worried about as far as the housing market's concerned. But we did see a slow in houses, so that's not really all that surprising to me to see that this has been sold off or this missed earnings estimates.
Man, so hang on. Someone said their calls are printing. Kareem, my calls are printing on Cloudflare. Do you know how to delta hedge or anything? I think if I was in calls right now, I would short some shares. I would neutralize that in case that pulls back, because it's gonna be crazy. Or like,
yeah, especially as the market opens tomorrow. But hey, I mean, it's still a good trade. If you went long on it, it's looking pretty good.
I'm saying you're in calls. You have the rest of after hours. You have tomorrow pre-market. Hopefully it continues. Right now it's up 22%. You can't trade options after hours, but you can hedge that bet with some shares and lock some in. That's crazy. It's still just going for it.
Look at that. It's up 22%. That might be the boner candle of the day.
Yeah, that even helped AMC out. Just even being next to it on the charts. AMC got a little
that's incredible. What a move on that thing. Holy shit.
So Fubo's got like 3 people trading it because it gapped up to that 315 mark. Now selling off to 309. There's no volume in Fubo at all. Man,
remember when people would trade the shit out of that like a year ago? It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I was all over this. One guy in my group really gave me FOMO because he's like hanging with what I'm making in Amazon. I'm like, what? Stop bringing up Fubo. And it was like every day he's like, oh, I made this much on Fubo. And then finally got me into it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. All right, so let's do a recap. So Pastor David Hopper, I got you, bro. AMC came in and beat earnings per share. They beat let me take that back. Let me just cover Rocket. So Rocket came in, shit the bed. They missed on earnings per share, missed on revenue, missed on top and bottom lines. Square came in, just slightly beat on revenue, on earnings per share, missed on revenue. Twilio actually came in and did quite well. It beat on earnings per share, also beat revenue. Then Dash came in, Doordash actually missed on earnings per share, but beat solidly on revenue and actually announced or came in pretty solid growth as well. Lyft reported earnings. They came in and did pretty well too. Pretty solid beat on active riders. Pretty decent day.
Twilio is actually down right now.
Someone's leaving because we're not talking about Opendoor. Because who the hell cares about Opendoor?
Yeah. Bye. I mean, I like to answer. I like to answer everyone's questions, but
I know.
It's like that.
Do you have any idea how many earnings we're covering right now? For that reason, how hilarious? We'll just do this because he probably left. Let's just cover Opendoor. Hey, you want to cover Opendoor? Let's do it. So they came in, the revenue grew 250% year over year with gross profit of $486 million and contribution profit of $422, the highest of any quarter. These results enabled us to deliver a record first half of 2022. And the stock, this is what's hilarious. It's like this motherfucker
has gone nowhere.
was all about Opendoor, and what's it up? 1%?
It's not doing anything. Hang on, I got to chart this out real quick for my guru.
Oh my God!
It's done nothing. Nothing. Fubo's done more, and there's 3 people trading Fubo.
Here's some more highlights from them, though. Revenue of $4.2 billion, up 254%. As I mentioned, gross profit $486 million versus the $159, and second quarter of 21, up 206
just changed
last year. Net loss of $54 million versus $144 million last year, also very good. Adjusted net income $122 million versus $3 million in 2022 this time last year. So this is all good stuff. Not a bad quarter. Here's the thing: Opendoor is still trading for or operating for a loss. That's the big problem with them. It's gonna. I mean, who knows when they're actually going to be profitable? But the growth is there. There's nothing to hate on this. It's just that it's going to be very sensitive to the environment that we're in right now. But nevertheless, it was a good quarter. I'm not going to shit on it. That was actually really good. Record quarter for them all the way around. Pretty solid beat.
Nice. Well, at least they're holding. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Holding where they're at least.
Yeah, exactly.
What did you just touch, though? Your volume drastically dropped. I jumped into the settings and turned you up before you just go touch
hold on.
again.
I know what happened. I think I know what happened.
Okay.
I think I accidentally turned off my headphones.
We do have some curious watchers of, do you think he left using an Opendoor?
Can you hear me better now?
It's all the same.
Nope. Hold on.
I turned you up in the settings.
Okay.
So you're back to normal. For a little bit, you dropped out.
Oop.
Did Kellogg report today? It looks like they did. Surprise! I don't know. It just says surprise on TradingView. It gets me every time. So I don't have the numbers, but it looks like just from what TradingView has reported was 3.86 billion. Estimated was 3.63. A little bit of a beat there. Estimated was $1.05. I don't know why I'm so awkward reading this. Reported $1.23. So a beat on both ends. It did gap up, pushed up a little, came back down, kind of just hanging out where we're at right now. All right, cool. Peru, he did subscribe. We appreciate that.
Oh my God. I was almost hoping that he had left like he said he was going to do.
Peru, you got to be a man of your word. But you already subscribed, so you can stay now. Verbal warning.
Just messing with you, bro.
Let's see. CBNA. Carvana. What'd they do? Is that pre-market? No, it's after it. Whole lot, nothing. Man, a lot of people did report.
I think I'm.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So Carvana also reported. There's a ton of earnings today. This is just crazy. I'm trying to figure out which ones we didn't cover yet. But Carvana actually reported as well. Looks like Q3 sales guidance. They said they told us record units in 2Q. Wonder if it means that they aren't telling us about Q3. So it looks like they didn't provide guidance for Q3 for Carvana. Where's CVNA? Is that stock moving at all?
Yeah. Actually, okay. Let's do this going forward. Whichever one you're talking about, I'm going to put right here on the left side. That's it.
Okay. Just so I know what's on.
The ones on the right, if I see you guys in the comments talking about something, just check these real quick. Ticker will be right in the middle. So
it looks like Carvana missed by 37 cents. They came in at a loss of $2.35. The estimate was $1.98 loss. So they missed pretty substantially there. Retail units sold 117,564, increase of 9%. So really not even that much growth either. This doesn't come as much of a surprise. The used car sales market has actually been on the decline for a while. And so that's not really that much of a surprise from Carvana. I'm actually more surprised that the stock isn't tanking at this point.
Yeah, the way it
That's
ran.
A pretty terrible miss. Yeah.
I just want to check the bigger picture. I wonder if that's I wouldn't want any Carvana any cheaper than this. This would be one. So I actually liked it. I liked Carvana on the way up. I was a big buyer of this. Made a killing on it. I liked it. It was one of those, like, I wasn't that right, but I liked that they had their own financing and how they were kind of changing things up. They were killing it money wise.
Yeah.
But the used car industry is just in definite trouble. I mean, you don't need any one of us to tell you that, but
right.
Yeah. So anyway, I wouldn't want to go any cheaper. What distracted me was Fubo's finally looks like 6 people are now trading this, maybe even 7.
I think Doordash is actually continuing to move up as well. So some of the big winners, guys, was Doordash. That came in and missed on earnings per share, but the revenue was up 30% year over year, which investors are really liking. So the stock's been moving up pretty nicely for that. I think Cloudflare came in, knocked it out of the park, and that stock is still an absolute fire. And what was one of the other winners here? I think there's Square, aka Block, started to move up a little bit, but not much.
Net was the winner. Net and Dash, I think, are the big ones.
Yeah, pretty solid move on both of those.
Yeah. Twilio, I think, is red now.
Did it turn red?
Yeah.
Just barely.
Mm-hmm.
Fubo also. Where's Fubo at right now?
Right here on the left.
Oh, that's right. So still not really that.
Percentage-wise, that's pretty decent. It's up. Yeah, 12%. From 295
it's on
to
really, Really low volume, yeah.
Yeah.
They beat earnings per share, though. They came in at a loss of 45. The estimate was a loss of 69. So actually a really solid beat there. Sales came in at 202 million. They missed the 227 million estimate. Q3 subscribers they see at 350K. That is in line with expectations. And Q2 subscribers were up to 347. So growth isn't fantastic there, but hey, they beat on earnings per share pretty solidly. So could be why the stock's moving up slightly, but still on pretty low volume. I wouldn't put too much into that move there if it were me.
Yeah, and the way it's just gapping up like this, like just back to the basics. If you're brand new to this channel, like what creates that candle in the first place is a buyer and a seller meeting. So just because the bid gets put somewhere, like no one's there, that's why it just sits empty. When an order finally fills, then it shows up as a candle. So that's why we don't have volume pulled up or anything. You can just look at this and know there's just no volume the way it's just jumping around like that.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, guys, listen, I appreciate the craziness that's gone on today and some of the tech issues that we've been dealing with just because, we're on the fly right now. Special shout out to Don, bro. Thanks for showing up for me today and putting the live stream up here. So, guys, if you are not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I go live Monday through Thursday at 3:45 p.m. Eastern time to cover earnings. And next week, it's the same thing. Earnings season is still upon us. And so we're going to react to those earnings as they come in starting next week as well. So really looking forward to that. Enjoy your guys' weekend. Don, thanks again. Let them know where they can find you.
Of course. Don Fran Show. Or the blue name in the chat. You just got to click on it if you're lazy. It's easy.
There you go. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up on your way out the door, and we'll see you next week. Have a good weekend.
Have a good one.